Today we're going to do a side-by-side comparison of a Sony ZV-1 and a GoPro Hero 9, both recording at 240 frames per second and playing the video back at 30 frames per second in slow motion. Let's take a look at the samples and see which of the two cameras does a better job with slow motion video.
Alexa, temperature.
Right now, it's minus 19 degrees Fahrenheit. Today, expect a high of minus 1 degrees.
Is it a good day for shooting videos outdoors?
No. Are you kidding, Marcus? It is too freaking cold. Stay inside, sweetie.
The Sony ZV-1 was on the left in all the clips you just watched, and the GoPro 9 was on the right. The Sony ZV-1 was scaled to 100% and the GoPro 9 was scaled to 125% to more approximate the field of view of the Sony ZV-1. The GoPro 9 was actually set to a wide setting for this recording. Had it been set to linear, the overall point of view or perspective would have been very similar to the Sony ZV-1, which I had left the active stabilization on, even though it was on a tripod. If you're mounting the Sony ZV-1 on a tripod, there's no need to do active stabilization unless you're wanting it to be cropped in. I could have just disabled the stabilization and then it would have had a little bit wider field of view. After watching back the videos captured by the GoPro 9 and the ZV-1, I think the hands-down winner in this contest at 240 frames per second in the not bright sunlight but a slightly shady environment, it was the Sony ZV-1. The GoPro had a lot of noise. I don't think I would ever use the GoPro clips that it recorded other than in the creation of this video to show how bad it was comparatively to the ZV-1, but I just didn't like the GoPro. The ZV-1, I thought it was like a little bit soft, but it wasn't as distractingly terrible as the GoPro Hero 9 was, so definitely the ZV-1 wins in terms of image quality between the two. For ease of use, it's the GoPro Hero 9 that wins that contest because you can set it for 240 frames per second and then hit the record button. You don't need to worry about focus or other settings or exposure. It's just going to record, and it will record until the battery runs out or until the memory card is full. In comparison, the ZV-1 camera, you have a 4-second window of recording and that's it. So you need to time when you're going to hit the record button. At that point, it will record for 4 seconds only. And then at that point, you can't hit the record button again because it's processing the video maybe for another 12, 16 seconds. And then you could hit the record button. So I think a lot of people that want to record something in slow motion, probably whatever they're wanting to record is longer than 4 seconds. So they're likely going to miss most of what's going on. And they only can capture like that small part. It's where the GoPro is going to capture everything. Another disadvantage of the ZV-1 camera is if you move it from one location to another location where the lighting is slightly different, you can't just hit the record button and have it record, because if you do, it's going to record at the exposure and the focus levels of the prior location. So you need to set it down at the new location. You need to hit the OK button to back out of the prior settings. Then it will re-expose everything and refocus if you have it set to autofocus versus manual focus. At that point, then you have to hit the OK button again so that it can lock those settings in at the new location, and then finally you can hit the record button. And I'm going to tell you that multiple times I forgot to follow those steps. I got excited, and so then the video was either too dark or it was way overexposed. So that's all I have for today. If you found this video interesting, maybe go ahead and give it a thumbs up. I'm also looking for new subscribers to the channel, so go ahead and subscribe and watch my future videos. Maybe check out some of my past videos as well. I appreciate you watching this video and subscribing to my channel. Take care, and I hope to see you in my next video.